So, I am streaming today again. Streaming, but not with a cold, thankfully. And so we're actually remembering to go live. We're live. Live now. Because if you don't hit start streaming, it doesn't go live. So imagine doing 2 hours and it not going to where it needs to go. Let's load this project. Pex. A up. How's it pexing? Over there. I don't know where you are. You might have told me and I forgot. What was the name of that place? Somewhere in the south. Am I right? What am I doing? Right. Good place for free parties. Perhaps more concentration of free parties than around Manchester. Straight into free parties. To free party talk. Big inspiration for me, really, especially for dubstep. So I think probably free parties were not the first time I heard dubstep, but the first time I saw like proper raving to dubstep, not just bobbing your head up and down and swaying from side to side in like a club that also is playing D&B. I mean, like knees up, stomping, like maybe even throwing some plastic cups with liquid into the air. Exodus Collective sounds good. Good name, especially for London. The outskirts of London. Did I delete all those tracks? Be bad if I did. I want them back. Is it this one? Skanking in mud. Yeah, any weather. Bit grim if it's raining. Put your hood up. Maybe to have another sip of liquid and keep going. Because there's no shelter. There might be some shelter under a tree. Ah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to I just wanted to try doing call response instead of just straight into this. I may have already tried this, but oops. Sorry. That was a bit loud, that wasn't it? Busy. Yeah, busy day today. Was taking the kids to a play group this morning, and it was like everyone bought buffet food. Oh my god, there's so much food around me at the moment. It's crazy. Just this knowing full well what December is like. I mean, my wife made like, what's it called? Scotch eggs. Real Scotch eggs. If you've never tried a fresh Scotch egg, it's totally different. It's so nice. She made a load of those, and there was a big buffet there, so all the kids had a bit of the buffet, and parents were buffet, so it's just like eating from the moment I woke up. Then we went to Costco later on to get loads of stuff. Shout out for the Christmas Grands defo. It's just, yeah, it's only, well, it's the 20th actually. Fucking hell, 5 days to go. It's not much time, is it? Left. Stretchy trousers time, yeah. Maiden, yeah. She's good at cooking and stuff. Like I used to cook, you know, I used to live alone, I used to cook. And apparently I don't cook anymore, but when you've got someone who calls themselves chef, they don't let anyone else cook. Like, you know, you stir the pasta in a certain way, and they'll be like, no, you know, you don't do it like that. Like, I'll just leave it to you then. And then I get told I don't cook, so can't win. And she's not watching right now, she's asleep, so I can say what I want. Can't. I'm sure there's many eyes on me. Right. Yeah, she made Scotch eggs and like twirls, like cranberry twists with cranberry sauce in. I think they had bacon. No, it's bacon and cranberry. Oh my god, they were really good. And then you get to the place, and then there's other people have bought cakes, and cheese crisps, and fucking everything. I'm like, didn't have much when I was there, but over the course of today, coming back from Costco with like cream, what are they called now? Cream sandwiches. That's their actual name. Cream sandwiches, and they're like that fucking big. I'm not even joking. They're fucking massive. 6 of them and you get in a box. You could probably sell them, one of them for $5 each if you had like a cafe. Get up for a snack. I had to, do you know what I had before I came on live stream? I had to jog on the spot for 10 minutes just to fucking feel better about my physiology. And like that was, I've made a few like bad moves. I just can't keep this up. If this goes on, once all the Christmas food's gone, it has to stay gone. One sec. So this, I've reverted back to this bit here. So it is. Because it was all just one bass, and now I've changed my mind. So I did all this in the last session, and now I'm getting rid of it. I'm not getting rid of it, I just want to try again, backed out half of how it was and half the new. Because this bass, I quite like this bass. Why's that gone quiet? I have no idea why that's gone quiet. Yeah, let's listen to the bounce from last time. Oh, it's the same. Should pan those. Yo, okay. How's it going? Distortion on lead. To me, that doesn't sound distorted. This, I don't think that will distort well. To me, that already sounds distorted. How or why, you might ask. I think it is an alias thing. Yeah, an aliasing thing that you get from digital synthesis. If these were saws created in the analog realm with circuits, it might sound better, and then I'd add more distortion. But let's test it out. Let's see. Let's go for saturation. Distort the lead. I think that's just making it louder at the moment. What's this do? Not a lot. No clip. Maybe. On that bit, because that was quite soft. I mean, this has got so much fizzy. I've gone away from using like fizzy high-end stuff, even though you do get it in this sort kind of high-energy dubstep. You do get really buzzy, fizzy super saws, because I would call this a super saw because it's using 2 lots of 15 detuned unison instances of each oscillator. So, and I have even rolled off some of the high end there, but it still sounds, it's like a problematic, when I come to mix it, it will annoy, it's already annoying me now, that high end fizz. And that's probably why I muted it in the previous. If we dip it, it sound it's got the same energy. But you know what? I do want to try saturate on it, see if that does make a difference. Or group the leads and just saturate them both together so that they sort of distort each other. Some of the overlapping waves will go into the distortion more and hopefully sound better. I don't know if that sounds better or not. Leave it on and then turn these back on. This. Oh yeah, turn those off. They were sort of muddying up the mids. The bass, this could be problematic as well. Because I've got a whisper. Because it's not that bad, but the start of, like, I want the best of both worlds. I want it just to be a pure sine wave, right? So then this bit would just float on top easily. But I do like the sound of that bass, the way it goes whoop at the end. So, what if I have the best of both? What if... filter's already in use. Okay, we're going to have to use another filter from here. And where should we put it? Okay, there is a reverb on here as well. Put it here. Do that. Doesn't need a higher pitch increase that fast? The lead or something else? Is that Sri Lanka or Slovenia? Afrobeats. Nice. DJE, thank you. Welcome to this live. West Africa. I wish I knew Africa that well to say it was... Oh, there's a baby crying. Please don't cry. Freetown, Aberdeen. That sounds interesting. Hi, Toby. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? I've got a baby crying in the background. And it's every time I raise my voice, damn it. Freetown. Sure. Busy day, what have you been doing? I took the kids to playgroup and it was like Christmas, like feast. I've been feasting all day. And I went to Costco and bought more, like, bigger, like, of everything and feasted on a cream sandwich. It's called a cream sandwich. It's fucking, like, that big. It's enormous. It's that time of year. Hopefully it'll all be over in 5 days, but you know what will happen. It'll be a week of feasting. Do you know what? I haven't actually sidechained any of this yet. Maybe that will... I always leave this to last as a magic thing that will fix things, but it doesn't always... That's why I prefer to fix it before I sidechain, if there's any way I can fix it. Putting a belly on, yeah. Who said it before? Putting elasticated pants on, basically. It's time. Is to get rid of it, yeah. No, I've already said that in the new year I'm just going to fast for the entire month. I said it in a joking way, but aim for the stars, might hit the moon. That's a bit loud as well, isn't it? That Tom's. Don't know what I'm gonna do next to turn this into a. Maybe it is time to just start mixing it and just try and finish it. I can always go between. Settings. What's this? That was the old one. That can go. Pitch down. That was another old one. Tidying up more these days. Just to avoid confusion. What's this? These things. Keep those. It's just a buzz. The bass line. Thanks, Toby. Gareth Gords, thank you for following. Keep on, and that's the vocal bit. I'll put all the unused bits at the bottom. This is the leads, or at least some of the leads. And then there's these bits. Oh, this here, which is just a bit of the intro, which I guess the intro needs work more than anything. Oh yeah, this is why it's running slow, okay. Oh wait, what's this? This is also in the intro, okay. Minus 4.4, okay, gotta do a calculation. Take these two, X. I'm gonna delete all these unused tracks, because it just slows it down. Paste. Okay. That sounds too loud now. Dear. But how do you use Ableton normally, Toby? I think I'm used to it. I think I hated it at first as well. I think I'm just used to it now. I can't remember how I used to work actually in Cubase. I sort of remember when I made the switch from Cubase, there was something about the grouping that I didn't like. Oops, no, I wasn't meant to do that. Need to undo now. See, it's taking ages because when you delete stuff, it tries to free up memory, and that for some reason takes a while. Alright, so I just select all the tracks and press Ctrl G and then it groups them all, but if you want to like move things around, I guess it gets a bit, it's not as easy. Right, so we've got a new cleaner project now. There's this here as well. That can go. Now let us save it with a clean, should save a bit quicker. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, no, that is a problem. I know what you mean. Yeah, because if you have a group with like 10 tracks in it, you can't shrink the this bit here, can you? It'll stay massive. Like if you got 100 tracks, and it'll be like that big. Yeah, that is annoying. If that's what you mean, that's definitely something that I don't like about it. Yeah, if you had like 100 tracks going, and you want to see it all at once, yeah, it's kind of doesn't let you do it, does it? Unless you do like this zoom out in the settings, but that's in the settings, isn't it? Like a zoom out of the whole, like this, like that. You could do that, couldn't you? Oh, I don't. I'm scared. I don't know if I want to do that right now. But thank you anyway, Papa Pavo. Well, I might do that one day. Not tonight. I've got to be quiet tonight. Yeah, that would be nice, and then have it in the face that big and actually see. There we go. Yeah, if you've got lots of groups, yeah. Yeah, because you should, if you're doing like orchestral stuff, you've probably got like loads of groups for each section of the orchestra, and that's what, like 8 different groups or more, I guess. I don't know. I have seen Guy Michael Moore. He's good for YouTube orchestral stuff. I swear if I get enough time, I'll do some orchestral stuff. But I would definitely like take one of his courses or something and then do it. See, do you know what I mean? Like this, what was best about this, it dropping straight into this bass, was it's clean, isn't it? It's not too busy, but it's still rhythmic. But having this, it's a busy. The bass is kind of a full. It takes up a lot of the spectrum, and then the leads fill the rest of it. So it sounds really busy straight from the go. I'm not sure if that must be why I muted them, because. But then that's memorable, having that lead. And I like lead. I like melodies that are memorable, and I like to include them in, but then it makes it like not as dubstep as it could be. It's the dilemma. Do I fall in line with the established dubstep sound, or do I make something that people will go, my ears? I don't like it. This isn't dubstep. But I like it for some reason, you know. A little bit busy, yeah. Branding, here we go. if I filter EQ the middle out of it, scoop it. Cheers, Brandon. That helps a little bit. Sasha Harland, thank you. Instantly caught your attention. Wicked, mate. I think I wasn't going to do it so soon, but I think it might be time to sidechain it now. So they've got the basses beginning there. So all this. What's this sound? An unused bass, okay. So grab all this, whack it all in one group. I never thanked you, Simon, for sending a rose. Jungle Phaser. I think that's just... Okay, so this is the... I call it else. Everything else. Duck. Where's Duck? Where's me duck? Where's me duck gone? There it is. I don't know what accent that was. Duck, cause no, it was there was someone who I used to work with. She used to say, "Yeah, right, Duck." Like, Duck. What do you mean, Duck? Yeah, right, Duck. Duck. Okay. And then asked her later on what it means. When you say duck, what do you mean? It's like, well, you might say chuck. I don't know. She was from Brum, wasn't she? And that's what they say in Brum, or some parts of Brum. Tom, thanks. Thank you, Tom. It's great, isn't it? I loved being called Duck after a while. I was a supervisor in a co-op, and she was like, not, she was like a Tillworks style shelf stacker. I didn't get like a power trip out of it. It was annoying because I had to do more work, and I had to tell people what to do. That was horrible. The staff understood she understood that I didn't like to tell people what to do, so she would come up and ask me what do you need me to do, and I'd be like, oh, this needs doing. But yeah, it was good. Her partner, who would pick her up every evening in a classic VW camper van, this was years ago, he made music as well. I was like, no way. So she brought in a cassette of his music, and I played it, and it was dead like lo-fi. It was so lo-fi. It was like there was no high end in it whatsoever. And I was like, I wonder if that's because he's been to like so many heavy metal concerts that his ears are just gone and he just can't hear the high end. I've no idea what his production process was, but one of the tunes on it was called March of the Little People, and it was this weird... I've never heard anything like it since. This was before SoundCloud, so I think it was music lost in time that only a few people have heard. No frequencies over 10 kilohertz. Probably lower than that. Probably wouldn't pass a hearing test. I always fail at a hearing test. Oh, I had this fucking idea last night. I don't know have you ever had a hearing test? If you have not, right, basically they do sine waves in your ears going up from like 1 kilohertz, 2 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz, 4, 5, and then you stop at 6, I think. and I think and it's just a pure sine wave, and then they do it at different volumes so you can hear it at first because it's still nice and loud, and then it gets quieter and quieter, and then you're supposed to just press a button when you hear it. Anyway, there was one that I can't hear one frequency in one ear. It was either at 6 or 4 kilohertz in my right ear, and I was like, they were looking at me going, "Did you not hear that?" Like, no. They were waiting for me to press the button because I did for all the others, just not this one. So yeah, I've got a slight dip. I can't even notice it's there. And both ears, they test you of both ears independently. You put headphones on and you just got a button that you press. Because I went in complaining of tinnitus, like, can you do anything? And the doctor referred me because they can't really do anything about tinnitus, but they can offer like therapy because obviously you've got to like learn to live with it. But luckily, I'd already learned to live with it on my own, just independently. Like, just got used to it. But yeah, this dip was. I thought the better way to test it is rather than do one sine wave at one frequency, is do an oscillating, so it just goes around 4 kilohertz or whatever the frequency is, because the hairs that vibrate inside your inner ear, the hairs around 4 kilohertz are fine. Like, my hearing is pretty good, but just specifically at 4 kilohertz, that must be just gone completely. Not completely, but like a bit gone. So yeah, I was thinking they should improve that because the ear test hasn't improved since they haven't updated it for like since the 60s, maybe earlier than that. They just use this really archaic ear test. I mean, I've not been for a Specsavers ear test. I assume they've thought about things like this and improved it a little bit, but I should go for one really there just to see what it's like. They'll probably still tell me I've got a dip around 4 kilohertz doing that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I remember having one when I was primary school. Probably had one in secondary school as well. Yeah, have you spent lots of time near loudspeakers? Because that's how I got mine. Um, I've got like tinnitus more in the bass region, and that's because I've been to very close to speakers for long periods of time in like free pies. Well, not even just that, actually, like just legal raves as well. Now I wear ear protection just to protect what I've got left. Yeah, I find I've not been to many like rock concerts, but the ones I've been to, I find of too loud. I want them to be loud, but they're loud in a wrong way for me. I'd rather be at a dub, reggae, drum and bass sound system level where there's a lot of bass and the rhythms in the bass, and you still hear the high end, but it's not hurting the voice part of your ears, because that's what the NHS hearing tests for, and that's why it only tests up to 6 kilohertz. I think it is because that is the voice region. It just tests if you can hear voices well, because obviously if you can't, that's a big problem, more of a problem than if you can't hear music properly, But longer and longer, yeah. Yeah, definitely earplugs. Like, every producer I meet, I say you need to get earplugs. Like, you can't, even when it's not that loud, it's still, you notice when you come out after the night, and you can hear a little bit of strain, like there's something left over from it, and that's just a message, a warning to be like, protect it. Or it's not that you'll lose it, it's that you'll get like fucking, permanent ringing in your ears. Or I say ringing, but I've got like my worst one was the bass tinnitus, where it sounds like there's a constant hum. It took me like a year to get over it, like get used to it. What would set it off was a plane flying over, because it would phase in and out. You could like yeah, it's a big warning. Yes, shouting as well. How many times have you had people shouting in your ear, shouting as loud as they can to be heard? And I've done it to them as well, like, because the music's been so fucking loud. And you're like, and also that, you know, if you're a bit intoxicated as well, and you're asking them to repeat the same fucking thing, and they've mumbled it as well. They've slurred the words, and you're just like, you what? And right in the fucking ear roll, you what? Not even thinking for a second that we're shouting in each other's ears. Like, you would just never do that. You would never do that if you were like in the street or anywhere. It does. Oh yeah, it does now. Like, I really notice it now. If someone does it, I'm like backing away. I'm like, I want to hear what they say, but also I've only got two ears. Sting, yeah, it feels like it's piercing it, doesn't it? So yeah, I've had people come up to me with this, with this sort of experience and wisdom reflected back to me. And there's one friend who's got these. I've got some earbuds, but they're just like attenuators, and they're not really not as suited for music. You get ones that are like a really flat frequency response. Anyway, he's got this pair of these. I've forgotten the name. They're really good. They're really good. He says he can have a conversation with people when there's really loud music. If he's got these and he can just hear them normally when they're stood next to him, like that's what I need. Rudy. Loop, yeah, I think it's the Loop. Yeah. It's become like quite a big name. I was using eggs. I think I was using eggs or egg. Is it? I mean, I think they work the same way as the egg ones, where they've got like a tiny piece of like hard material suspended, and the reason why the musical ones cost more is because it's an even harder, like heavier material, and that helps to like it resonates at a different frequency, and it's not an annoying one. Yeah, attenuate. Yeah, like attenuators. Um, yeah, and he said they're like, what, they 40 quid or something, 50 quid. Kind of like a price worth paying, really. It's, yeah. I mean, you would pay that for something that prevents you from like permanently breaking your fucking legs, wouldn't you? You'd pay more than that. I mean, you pay for a car. I mean, governments enforce safety protocols for cars, like roll bars and shit. They cost a lot of money. They cost way more than 50 quid. One thing I wanted to do was put a hybrid on this. 70 quid, right? No way. Well, you can flick a switch on it. Or you have to like replace the cores. I do like this sound. I feel like there's potential outside of this tune for it. Oops. No way. Huh. Right. This cat is just licking my hand non-stop because he wants feeding. He's got so much biscuits in his, he can eat his biscuits. Just adds a little bit of thickness to it. That's what I'm going for. I don't know if you've actually achieved it, really. Let's go get this plugin I just bought recently. I didn't say I would buy any plugins during Black Friday, but I did. I did get this. I'm gonna go for small rooms. Edit mode's much more fun because you can there's like loads of crazy, actually cabinets. I always forget cabinets. Even that sounds better. Mix it. Well, the possibilities in this thing. I mean, you can do multi-band for a start, but like. And then you can do volume. Yeah, I've always heard good things about Melda and never actually tried them. Ah, that leaves some of it transient. That's weird, isn't it? Kind of takes most of it away, but. Serial. I guess I want to do like a serial. So one there and then one here. Ratio. Microphones. It's a human voice. Just noticed all these files of FLACs, the melder. Anyone who uses FLACs gets my like instantly like its technical optimization of like file size, because MP3s are destructive and WAVs are outdated. FLACs are like free, open source, multi-platform, and like became the most popular lossless compressed format. I think they beat all others. Apple has one, but theirs is like closed source, isn't it? So it doesn't count. So my entire DJ collection when I'd play D&B is in FLAC, and I had to wait until I had to carry on doing laptop sets with my own laptop until Pioneer, until everyone got rid of that old Pioneer DJ decks, so I could play FLACs on them. Well, that's it. If your whole collection is in WAV, that would mean you're like more backwards compatible then, aren't you? Like you could play an NEX CDJ pretty much, couldn't you? Pretty much any. Maybe did the first one only play MP3s off a CD? Can't remember. But WAVs are very highly compatible, aren't they? We get like maybe 30% less space on your stick. 30% less tunes, maybe. Yeah, I was well chuffed when I found out. I always check, say, oh, do you want a DJ? Yeah, oh, yeah. Can you ask what turntables they are, please? And I'll come back saying, yeah, they're XDJ, CDJ 2000, whatever it is, or CDJ 3000s, or whatever they're called. I can't remember. I'll look at quick Google. Yes, I can play on them. So violin. Did have favourites custom ding a ding a ding. IR samples, so I also have a collection of IR samples. Contact. See if we've got any like really small short ones. Could do like a length thing. Oh, the Waves library. Devices. Car interiors. That's a Boss. I think I like that actually. Jeff 2K N1. Over 20 years. Started slow. Started partially wanting to make happy hardcore half the time, and for the rest of the time just like I had loads some stones that I'd recorded through the microphone, hitting like stones I'd found on the beach that resonated. I found them on the beach like before I got this program, and then I got this program and go, oh my god, I can sample these stones, ding ding. You know, I had like different rings to them, sampled them, recorded them, put them in Fast Tracker 2, and made like this like rock, this tune with all rocks. It sounded great, and then I lost it, and I never could find it. It was like on a floppy disk, and I lost it forever. But it was just this like pure expression of play with sounds, found sounds, and I like that. I'll never kind of, I like going into any session with a bit of that playful, drag a few sounds in and just fucking have the best fun ever. How long I've been using Ableton? It's been, what year was it? I think it was 2015-ish, around 2015. And before, yeah, I think that's when I was shown Ableton, what it can do. I was like, I have to get this. Assalamualaikum, brother. Mr. Benson. Don't know what that means, but Asmalaykum, brother. Hi, Mr. Benson. How's it going? That one. Oh, that one. Dropped a dumbbell. Did you? Like purposely dropped a dumbbell? Or dropped it and gone, this will, or before he dropped it, like, I'm going to sample this dumbbell. That's great though. I think sounds that you record yourself and use as percussion, they are like, because you created the sound, you recorded that sound, the one-off sound ever. No one can recreate that. It takes on a special meaning in it, like a little meaning, doesn't it? That you can go with it. It feels more personal, like you've got a connection with it. To someone else, it might mean something totally different, but because it has that connection, you can sort of like do madder things with it. I don't know. Nice. Oh, right. No way. I'd love to hear that. I do also like this. Like I did a whole track, and I didn't intend for it to go like this, but someone on TikTok comments, Christo, he said, why don't you go and record yourself hitting things or something? And I was like, do you know what? I was kind of like thinking of doing that as well, because I do it from time to time. I get my little recorder, stereo recorder thing. Went into the shed and started hitting like the saw, bottles, drawers, closing drawers, a good thud with the drawer getting closed. Just to hit all these things, and I made a dubstep track called Juxtapose. It's released. I released it. People like it. It was hard to mix it because the snare was me hitting a saw, which has this sort of ding, because it's quite a big long saw in it, like the metal it goes ding, and it's quite hard to balance the high end. There's a lot of high end in it, and anyway, people like that track. But I nearly every sound I used. No, every sound, every percussion sound in there was from the shed. I think my intention was to only use a few sounds, but there were so many cool percussive sounds, I just wanted to use as many of them as I could. But I do like this concept of doing an entire track around one sound. Like, so yeah, like this sound that you've done there, that sounds really good. It sounds like you could base a whole track around it. And you could do different versions as well, couldn't you? Just around this thing. And it might reveal that the sound doesn't suit anything, or only suits something that's like weird and only sounds right with other weird sounds. I think that's what that juxtapose ended up being. It fitted with all these other weird sounds. But I don't know. I still want to do like record a door, a creaking door, and do like a foghorn D&B track. But I feel like I'd get a cleaner sound out of Serum, but I'd still have to sample the actual real door sound creaking first and put that in and just have it in the sequencer to get anywhere close with getting Serum to sound like it. I'm about to do that fake music. I just had to do some. I wanted to put this sound through a little bit of reverb, just to give it a little bit of body. Oh, and there's one other thing I'm going to do before I start sidechaining. It does. Have you seen people on TikTok doing like piss takes of like, I can't tell, of like school chairs scraping on the floor? Do love a good foghorn. Some people got sick of it quick, but I think there's still potential. I just want to make those the high end of this spiky thing do something different. And there's a special app I have for this. Where is it? So plug data. And when we're in here, save it. Yeah, I mean, I end up before I record creaky doors, I end up lubricating them because they're really annoying. They sort of like wake people up babies up in the night. So yeah, plug off. That's a good question. Not as much as you might think. But I've spent in the past year. I've spent probably more than I ever have buying plugins. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how much. Yeah, what I need to do is at some point is to calculate the total I've ever spent on music production, and then have that as like a target to break even one day. You know, like that's good business, isn't it? If you can break even at some point. But no, I suppose you'd write it off after 6 years. Oh yeah. What did you get? Anything good? Anything useful? Phase shift, here we go. Phase shift. I don't know why it has these orange lines. So X is, I can't remember. We're just going to make it go. Oh, you're doing economics. I forgot. Yes, actually, yeah. I mean, if you think about like what people spend money on, yeah, definitely, yeah. Like a hobby, you spend a lot of money on any hobby, don't you? So yeah, definitely for sure. Easy, Gavin Digby. I don't know if that works. You can't even hear it. Right, next thing EQ. And then we're going to sidechain. It's going to make it. Takes the energy out. Okay, sidechaining. Here we go. It's meant to be doing this ages ago. Kick. Kick is a serum kick today. Drum 0. And then go to kick. Kick. Wave. It is. It's a plug data plugin. So see that plug data effects is the name of it's like an open source plugin maker, and someone was making like free. That one that you just saw was like these are all free time. Well, it's like a phase shift, but it's like a phase delay. It's like that chart is basically that's frequency, and this is 0 to max frequency, and this is time 0 to whatever this is, this percentage here. I don't know what it goes up to. 100%. So 100% phase shift. So it says the frequencies there. So yeah, frequencies and yeah, 100 there. Yeah, it's pretty clever. These orange things are not supposed to be here. I've done something wrong there. I've clicked something like last week, and I just still don't know how to get rid of it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a few other bits for it as well that you can get that were pretty cool. Like it's for sound design, like Freaky Table. Oops, what have I done? This is a free filter table. Check that out, Freaky Table. If you want to do mad things to your bass sounds, get that. We're going to duplicate this. I'm going to do one for the snare. Let's do this curve. ease off the depth. Oh, it's a tricky one to mix. I want to keep all these kicks, but doing so dips everything too much, so I might have to do a separate sidechain for the subs, or separate ones for the basses at least. Let's get all the basses out. Kills it. Gotta be careful with sidechaining because it does take the life out of what you've done sometimes. And it kind of contradicts with everything that I was saying in other live streams where I like to leave the sidechain until last, but sometimes it then creates more problems when you... Sometimes you just need to really subtle sidechain on everything. And others you might want to do a separate sub, an entirely separate sub, and do full max sidechaining on that independently, using the kick as a trigger. Right. So all these aren't basses. Move those out. I just go for a really quick one for the snare. So this should actually be called bass now because it's just the bass caps, and then everything else should go in else, but yeah, let's just put everything else in there. So I'm just having one group that contains all group, which is not a good way to use the CPU, but it's like one thread per group instead of all the channels having their own group, having their own CPU. And we're going to use this magic plugin called Soothe 2, which costs more than I can afford. Oh, and actually doesn't work, so we'll have to use it on this screen. Really, I mean, Soothe 2, I'm just like that with it, like, it solved one problem in a track that I released, but I'm still not sure if I'm happy with what it does. So what do I want to do is sidechain Soothe 2 with the input from the drums. So all of the sound from the drums, kick, snare and hi-hat, is going to trigger... Wait, I'm going to put disable, there we go. Oops. So you can see the screen. There we go. Oops. It's not bloody working. Turn the sidechain on, you can't even see it. Boom. Oh, there it is. So the sidechain is now on. If we turn this on, that's the drums, but this is on the bass plus. Let's listen. For some reason, it's only hearing... You can hear the kick, but it's only showing the symbol, which is interesting, isn't it? Maybe the symbol's too high. Is this a sign? The ride, sorry, which is a symbol. Should we mute that? Oh no, that's not the ride. Nope. That's actually the kick. Harmonics in the kick. Very punchy, aren't they? Compared to there's no fundamental punching through here. There we go. If I turn hard on, it does. Hard on? I just said hard on. This is a very good plugin. The rose. Oh yeah, cheers, Steve. Thanks for the rose. How are you doing? Send you the jungle track I'm working on. Yeah, you could send it on to my Gmail, Terrapastel. You could add me on Discord. But oh no, wait, that's complicated. I think to add me on Discord, it's first of all you have to have Discord, don't you? Yes, yeah. I don't know how. I don't know. It's probably easier if you just email it. Discord. See, what are you expecting it to be? Because apparently it's not just Terrapastel, which is my username. There's my username, so it should. Normal social media accounts allow you to find someone's username, don't they? But apparently it's not that easy with Discord. Prove me wrong. The bottom button. That is that? No. Share. So I can either share. So I've got a server as well, but for that I have to share. I did this the other day, it took ages. I'm not so familiar with it. Threads. Create invite. There we go. That's it. And if I paste it in here, it won't work. Your comment wasn't posted because of live settings. But yeah, I don't know if you can find that. I should have it. I will soon have a link on my profile because I'm not far. Or you can just email it to terrapastel@gmail, or Instagram is another quite an easy one. But yeah, let me remind me, Toby, because sometimes people send me stuff and their username is different on Instagram. And I'm like, who is this? I can usually work it out, but hello, excuse me. Hello everybody. My name is Mark. Fair enough. Good evening, Mark. What's the equalizer? How do you compress? Okay. Yeah, so Toby, just email it or Insta, or if you can find a way to invite to add me on Discord, that's good too. Right. Mark, you want to know how to compress? That's perfect, because let's compress right now. Let's compress the drums. So, stock compressor, Ableton, go to plugin, audio effects, sorry, and then compressor. I didn't used to like Ableton's compressor, but I've been using it a lot recently because it's actually really quick to dial in settings compared to FabFilter. But I do love FabFilter, don't get me wrong. But this works really well too. So see, I bring down the threshold there. You can hear it's getting compressed there. MRGA, over 20 years. And And you've got root mean square mode, which is like an average power of way of measuring the power in a signal over time, which is like a more ear friendly sort of, it's like more like how the human ear works. It's not exactly like it, but it's like it's a little tiny mathematical algorithm. It's only a short equation. Should we look at it? Should we look at the equation? Sorry, just got a quick look at it. Root mean square is that. I can't remember how to. It's the sum of. Yeah, I can't remember how to do. Well, it's 2 over I, but what's I? I don't know what I is. Probably volume. I don't know. Anyway, I don't do equations. It's just a more musical setting. And then you can do peak, which is compare the sounds. Peak is more about controlling transients so that they don't distort, because usually you don't want them to distort. If you're making dance music, it might be different, but no, Ableton, I just worked out, was about 2015 Ableton. Before that I was Cubase for like 10 years as well. There's a U. Oh, right. Murga, that's a good name. I like that, nice and short. I remember I had an analog compressor once that only had peak mode, and it sounded just like this. It kind of squashes the life out the peaks. Whether that be from the attack or the release, it happens just a bit too. It just doesn't sound as nice. So yeah, if you put RMS mode on, it sounds a lot fatter. And then you have your so the threshold is when the signal goes above the threshold, that's when it's compressed, and it's compressed at a 4:1 ratio. So for every 4 the signal goes above the threshold, it's compressed to 1. If you have it at infinity, then it won't let anything go above. I think I've explained that right. It took me a long time to understand compression. So yeah, if we reduce this down, nothing's going over the threshold. It might look like it is on this chart, but these 3 things mean different things. Yellow means how much the signal is dipping by. Blue is the threshold against this grey signal. But the reason it's set to 4 is because it's like an good average medium starting place for people. For most applications, it's good to start. They've set this default compressor to be optimal average. It does sound pretty good out of the box, so to speak. Then you've got attack and release. If you want to let more transient through of the kick, you can. Sometimes when you slow the attack down to let more transient through it, the compressor doesn't compress as much because it's taking longer to reduce the volume. It's taking 28 milliseconds, so it's not reacting as quickly, and so isn't for drums, because they're only short, isn't going down as much. It's not got time to. So you can compensate for that if you want a really big pumping effect by increasing the threshold more, so it's still got that, and then you still get like this pumping sound. It's just letting through the very snappiest bits. It's very extreme though, what I'm doing there. And then there's release. Let's put it as short again. That's the quickest release versus long. You might want a long release for like guitar, maybe big slow sounds, and you might want a fast attack for, depends what you want to do with your drums, for stuff that you want to, where you want to tame the transient and put the transient right down quickly and then recover from it quickly. Knee. These, I'm going in order of importance. Knee is not as important. Look ahead just allows you to start dipping 10 milliseconds before the transient, so you hear even less of the transient. See that kick and snare, now you can't hear the transient until you can barely hear it. But when I turn it on, some of it gets through because it can't react quick enough. The compressor can't react quick enough. So I do use look ahead sometimes. It's going to be very useful. That's out is the makeup gain, because obviously you're getting dipped by 20 decibels there sometimes, so you can make up for it by turning the output up. Yeah, and the knee, if it's on 0, there's no knee, and it basically only starts compressing when the signal hits the threshold. But when you've got a 6 decibel knee, it starts beginning to compress on the way up to the threshold. So it's like a more gradual, rounder compression, and that's how it's a classic sounding compressor. Like it kind of rounds the sound of the compressor. It kind of makes this compressor sound less severe, which is really useful, because without that, yeah, it just sounds like it doesn't sound as musical for almost any material. Drums, vocals, I mean, it's a matter of taste. There's like lots of creative things you can do with it. And the last thing is dry wet. So if you squeeze the hell out of the signal like this, and then you want to reintroduce some of the original dry signal so that you bring back in some of those transients, then it is sometimes called parallel compression, where you have the dry mixed with the wet and combined together. Yeah, you have the transients from the original signal, and the wet signal is very compressed sound, so you have this, like, it brings up some of the quieter bit. The overall effect is it brings up some of the quieter sound, especially like a room. It can bring up the level of the room while still being clear in the transients. Oh no, Gmail. Yeah, I thought you would have sent me, Toby, the sound on SoundCloud or something like that, or I'd recommend Mega. I think Mega's brilliant. I think give you like 20 gigs free or 10 gigs free or something. Obviously, Google Drive, I don't mind. Links to Google Drive. Murga, thank you for following. No problem, Ita. I like the test to see if I can describe it. It's succinctly. Thanks for following, Ita. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the stock compressor more now. I used it to begin with when I first got Ableton a lot, and then I started discovering all these VSTs, and now I'm starting to like go back into the stock plugins again, just because they're integrated into, and they are pretty good. Some of them have improved as well. Some of the stock plugins, they've had some nice little improvements. But yeah, this is good enough for like most material, I think. I mean, that drums potentially sounds better now, you know. Maybe a little bit. Let's have a look. So that's the original. Doesn't sound that bad, but you could do with a little bit of squashing. Does actually tell you there. It's just an update in the new one. It actually tells you how many decibels it's dipping by, and that's why I didn't use it, because that's why I stopped using it, because compressors should tell you how much gain reduction is going on, and not leave it to mystery. So yeah, 7 decibels. So I'm going to make up for it with 7. Well, not a full 7, but yeah, there's your compressor. Now I'm gonna. Why is everything else gone silent? Oh yeah. What was I doing? I got another question. Equalizer. The equalizer's fun as well. Equalizer, EQ8. This thing. It's a very good equalizer as well. You can do loads of stuff with it. Let's take some of the turn that on a bit. Very good, gotta go. No probs. See you another time. Take care. So now I've got just a different setup on. It's kind of extreme EQ. Don't normally do -6, but I used to take all the life out of kicks by doing this. They do sound a bit flabby. You do it too bigger cuts. Yeah, so I'm gonna do Sooth 2 again. On the bass. Can't hear the bass still. Oh, because I've got this turned on. Okay. Sidechain. See, I don't know if that sounds better or not. I think it's probably too late. It is too late. It's 2 o'clock. I've got to go. I've got to go. Thanks, Toby. I will listen to that tomorrow. Let's just see. Should I bounce this though? What I've missed out there is before this compressor, it needs a saturating, but I'm going to use raw because I'm trying to use raw for everything now because it's like way more versatile. For life, Max for life, Ableton Life. What if it's like this big echo in there? What if that echo was dry? Reverb. I've just turned it off and it's still there. Heading to bed. Yeah, you've got some assignment now to do, haven't you? You've got some writing to do. Good luck. Yeah, I've got some like baby minding to do. I need to turn that reverb off. It's there. UK iconic favourite plugin. Oh, it's always changing. I would always say Pro Q3 for the EQ, but Duck Buddy for sidechaining, or my new favourite isn't actually loaded right now, is Filter Table, but it's EXP Filter Table. It's awesome. I don't know if you tried any Filter Table. What's your favourite plugin? UK iconic. Where is it? Maybe, and it's great for making bass lines. I might actually just quickly try it. Oh, sorry, why didn't I say Serum? I use Serum, like that's my go-to synth for every single sound, nearly. Yeah, Serum's like, look at all these Serums here, look. Every track is a Serum. Yeah, that's how it's going. I keep hearing rumours of a Serum too. Oh, Korg Triton, yeah. For ultra reliable sounds that you know, like have survived the test of time, like used in so many records. What you've seen, Serum 2 is, yeah. Well, you've seen it? No. Does it exist? It doesn't exist. Crazy. he's got to be working on something. He's not just sat there, is it? Steve Duda. He's not just like he's given up, has it? It's not like retiring. I don't. And do you remember when they tried to do a remake of Massive? And it was just not the same. Nothing like the original. But I think you know, like you've got Phase Plan as well. There's got to be a few things that he's thought of that are like. Do you know what would be good is an undo button? Just an undo button would really help me sometimes. Because Phase Plan has one, Kick 2 has one. Yeah. Especially for the LFOs. Because when you accidentally click in an LFO and you move it and you're like, where was that before? Make it more analog, yeah. Yeah. So you've got oversampling, but that's not. Have you heard the Jupiter 8, the Roland Jupiter 8 recreation? And it takes up a lot of CPU, but it sounds great. It sounds amazing. They can get close to it with sampled. It's like a sampled Jupiter 8, but they try and use the filter, I think, maybe. As they keep that a bit like a mathematically analog style. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I've got to try it out, and I'd love to get the new one, but so I'd have to buy it. But yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, so it'd be great if there was like a switch where you could make a Serum sound analog, but I guess that's down to other synths, isn't it? Oh, okay. If you could get like a separate Windows laptop and just run Jupiter on it, and send MIDI signals and audio back out of it, and just have that as your. I was gonna. There's so many times where I've thought of doing that when I've been low on processor power. Just set up like a separate Jupiter thing in the corner. Deserves its own place, doesn't it? Alright, XP filter table. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go to bed after I've loaded XP filter table. EXP, so don't know if you saw a filter table come out on Phase Plan. I was like, oh, I want that. Because I've already got Phase Plan. But I didn't want to pay more money for the add-ons. I'm like, I hate that. So I started looking, and there's a free one called, a plug data plugin called Freaky Table. So you can do this for free, but it doesn't look as good as this. And when I searched for filter table plugins, this came up on KVR. This is Japanese. This is Japanese made plugin that does it visually. There's your wavetable. You can see the entire thing at once. This is a saw wave. And the saw wave sounds like this. Oops. Position. See what's going on there. It really is. I want it. You can just drop. I've not tried dropping anything on this yet. Sine square. But my favourite ones are I mean, you can do colour base with it. chords. It's like a C, like a C4 times 4. I don't know what that is, but and then tune it with this. No, it was like 35 quid. I don't know if it was on offer at the time. Black Friday. I got it, was lucky. So that's... Alright, so I guess the times 5 must be harmonics. Like if it's just a C, I can tune that easy. Oops. Yeah, but the real fun starts when you go to order and then start doing it. That's just the shift, but going through the phrase to the actual filter table. And yeah, you get a LFO, map it to table position. There we go. Let's move in. Do this less. It just sounds like a phaser at the moment, doesn't it? But let's go to this one. Oh yeah, there we go. 100% scale. Let's do a bit of a less severe move. And then you can squash it as well. This is EXP filter table, which came out around the same time as the Phase Plant Killer Hearts audio. But I think it's better. I mean, depends how much you use Phase Plant. If you're a hardcore Phase Plant user, you'd probably use filter table and pay for that instead. They're both about the same price, like about 30 something quid. But the fact that this has got this innovative user interface where you can actually see the table visually in 2D, it's great. Love it. And then it's got like different phases. It's got a bit of a pre-ring when it does linear, but you can when it's in linear you can mix it back with the original signal. And there's also like other effects in it where it's kind of just squashes and does different things to the wave that it reads from the wavetable in the frequency domain and in the gain domain. It's wicked. What do you use to make the sounds? So underneath that, if I turn it off, it's Serum. I think I started this from because this is a resampled wave, because it's not got a name wave in the wavetable. This is, I think it might have been a super saw tutorial, or like an AU5, like a grindy bass tutorial or something. I cannot remember. It was so long ago when I made it. Well, not that long ago, like a few years, good few years ago. And I've still got all these presets left over from doing loads of tutorials. And then it's great once you do that, once you done a few tutorials, you've got these saved presets that you can go back into and just pick up and twist them whenever you want to create a new sound. Cat called. He wants meat. Biscuits aren't enough right now for him, so he's just licking my hand, harassing me until I do something about it. Standing on my keyboard as well. He's called Fluffers. Fluffers. He is a G. Are you trying new VSTs? Fluffers is a real one, isn't it? Named how? So yeah, the VST is EXP. Filter table. Just Google filter table. There's a freaky table is a free one, which I already mentioned on this live stream. And it's pretty good for a free one. But that one filter table is like 30 something quid. I had to buy it. I was like, I'm gonna buy something on Black Friday, like in the sales. And it was just so happened that I saw that. So it's mad Google search when you find something that's like the perfect thing. But KVR, yeah, it was like on KVR. Filter table. Did I do alternatives? Yeah, no, I just typed in filter table. Look, third position, EXP filter table. There it is, KVR. So I don't know if you know what this website is, KVR. It's been around for a long time, and they like review plugins, and it's still going. In fact, it's still going after, I think it's at least 10 years this site's been going. It's made it past like the 10-year mark. Oh yeah, look, 2000. Yeah, 2000. It shows to me that there's a community on there keeping it going, and they're doing something right with the way they review plugins. So yes, that's why it gets its rightful place at the top of Google for. I mean, it's above Plugin Boutique. It's definitely got some weight to it. But yeah, check that out. The material I was feeding into it was just bass, but if you put chords through it, it's just like, what? I have to get this plugin. Oh yeah, and that's the spectrograph there. So when you scan through the table, it outputs it. So you can put your face into it, put your logo into the audio as well. Oh yeah, and random effort. Random LFOs, you know, it's endless. But one thing, I love the interface, and I love that it's Japanese. It's just the two go together. It's got a different skin as well. Yeah, that's my recommendation. I've made some pretty mad basses with it so far. Cootie patootie, he is Fluffs. Fluff is the cat. Patiently waiting now. He's not harassing me anymore. He's given up. He stopped purring. Oh no, I've disturbed him. Digitalis, no. Sounds insane. Digitalis. I've got to go, by the way. I have to go. I really have to fucking log off and go. What does it do? Tell me shortly what it's do. Oh no, I've seen. Do you know? Is this the one I've seen? What's his name? Uncle Back or something. What's his name? That guy who's like, he's just been suspended for he's always smoking. He's always smoking on his live stream. But he's always live streaming a lot. I've seen him use this. I'm sure I've seen him use this, and it sounds like it's doing the same thing. Like filtration. This video's meant. It's doing spectral. Yeah, it is. It's doing spectral stuff, isn't it? You put a wavetable in there, then you put your cat picture in there, and it plays it plays on the piano. It filters it to look like a cat. Wow, that does sound great. Great for like doing sound design, definitely. Dan Waters, yeah, good mate. How's the film? I'm doing well. I'm going to bed. I've said this. I'm gonna get to the end of this thing. Oh wait, I need to bounce this. Right. I'm gonna take that off the lead because I need to put more thought into it. I just need to see how much is this. Oh, that's nice and controlled. Okay. And now we're gonna bounce it and then go to bed. Lucid. I don't know why Lucid's in draft. It's not even a full length tune yet. Okay. Aberrant. James May. not the first James May comment I've had. Oh, what was it now? It was dubstep's James May. Also the professor of Independence Day. I like that one. Because it's data in it. It's the same It's Brent Spiner, played Data, Star Trek, who I admired growing up, you know. Someone who's got a computer brain who can work dead fast. That's I always wanted to have a computer for a brain, I think, when I was a kid. Yeah, this looks 4-man paint. You just paint in the is it, yeah, it's digital effect, yeah. Inspired by bad converters, weak internet connections, catastrophic errors. Does sound great. I am making steps towards my bed. That's what I'm doing. I'm making dubstep. If you can call it that. I'm having problems with this tune because there's bits of basses that I want to keep, but they don't necessarily work. But for now, I have to go. Thank you. Right. It is past my bedtime. I have to be up at 7. Hopefully 8 if the kids don't wake up so early. That grind kid, thanks for following. And thanks everyone else for being in the chat and saying things and suggesting things. I always see some really cool shit. Yeah, so cheers. I shall see you all another time. Take care, you too. Have a good day and a good